So good first up attack by Manitoba from that scrum. Knock on stops them almost immediately, however, so now it'll be scrum to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia lost to Manitoba in this age grade last year, but Nova Scotia hoping to benefit from a good Eastern Canadian showing. See if they can turn the form sheet on the head a little bit here in the U18 women's division. And ball goes in, but the front row goes down pretty hard there. Hope everyone's okay. You always just hold your breath a little bit when those front rows come down. So good to put in for the Celtics. Let's see what they can do on attack. Courtney Short immediately gets it to her inside center, Jessica Deagle. Good first few phases for the Nova Scotians. Good offload from her back. That's Danielle Cormier with it now. Service from Blanchard to the outside center, Smiley. Now, is this the first touch by Sophie Kinsley? I think it is, the fullback that we've been hearing about. All kinds of pace. She's just trying to figure out the contact area of the game right now. Good support. Getting to the 10-meter line of Manitoba. That's 10 meters from center. There's a penalty coming from Heald now. Offside the call. Quick tap ball. Quick hard spin pass back to the flanker, Hatfield. That's a good Eastern Canadian name. So another penalty and big gap being shown by Manitoba. They're going to mark their 10. And now stepping through a couple of would-be tacklers inside the 22. Nova Scotia setting a good platform for an attack at the line now. That's Jessica Deagle. She's staying on her feet. She wants to turn around and present that ball. She's done it. Manitoba absorbing that pressure. Number of Nova Scotia players coming across in support. Just shy of the line now. Just a meter out. Nova Scotia will fling it back left. Oh, and they've got all kinds of numbers. That's going to be the flanker, number 7, Amelia Hatfield, with first points for her team. Nova Scotia in the lead, 5-0. So good start by the Nova Scotians. And they were patient and just kept working away. And then all of a sudden the overlap was on. And Manitoba was never going to get enough people across to deal with that. So 4 minutes, just about 5 minutes gone in the shortened 20-minute first half. Kinsley, quite a soccer player, going to Queen's University on a soccer scholarship, and boy, she hit that well, but oh no, the flag stayed down, so it'll stay 5-0. But strong start by Nova Scotia. Super sunny skies, not a cloud in our area. I see some way off in the distance, and the foothills in sharp definition behind us. Nice look behind us. Rocky Mountains out there somewhere as well. I know because my $20 bill used to tell me so. That ball goes back off the kickoff. That's Blanchard. Good offload now. Oh, and that was an ill-advised sling pass from Mackenzie Bell, I want to say. So we'll take the line out, not the knock on, or we're going to take, it is going to be line out to Manitoba. You may hear some loud train whistles in a second as the industrial train coming through Calgary here is going to let his horn go across Shepherd Road. And that's Nova Scotia doing a good job. The number 8 we talked about, Catherine Rutledge, really high work rate. She came away with that. But now it's been stolen by Manitoba. Advantage coming to Manitoba. Where is that ball? Not coming out. So Heald is going to bring it back for the knock-on against Nova Scotia. It'll be scrum to Manitoba right in front of our position here. That ball's come out quickly at the back, but not before the scrum wheeled. So Heald, I assume, is would have thought that Nova Scotia might come away with that put in, but Manitoba will retain possession. A few fans soaking up the sun here. Now indirect penalty, Manitoba. Sorry, it's Nova Scotia boring in at the front row. And Kelly Abad unsure what her Manitoba mates wanted to do, and she's nearly lost that ball at the breakdown. But now it's going to be a penalty against Nova Scotia. They were infringing within that 10-meter zone from the penalty. And some straight up running here from Manitoba to get down into Nova Scotia end, but stolen now by number 20, Mackenzie Bell. Oh, and then just bundled into, no, she wasn't bundled into touch. That ball kept in play, but now another penalty against Nova Scotia, hands in the ruck, not rolling away. That's Charlotte West distributing for Manitoba. Oh, and there's a big gap. That's the flanker for Manitoba, Mallory Workman. A Nova Scotia player down behind the play. And now penalty against Manitoba. Hands in the ruck. Number 8, Catherine Rutledge asking, let's find it into touch. I don't think that kick's going to make it into touch. It's not. But were those players behind the kicker? I guess they were. The knock-on instead gives advantage to Manitoba on that side. So we have a Manitoba player down as well. Number 4 for Nova Scotia, slow to get back. Caitlin Dewey, but she'll jog back into the line. And tell you in a moment who that Manitoba player is. So the Manitoba player will be replaced. So they may have to play shorthanded for a moment until that player can get on. We'll stop our time here, as we've been a couple minutes with the time off. So 21 for Manitoba. Mackenzie Hoy coming on, sprinting to the position. Manitoba will get this ball in. And now immediately a whistle foot up by Manitoba. So this game just hitching and stopping and starting. Thanks to some of our other sponsors, Langara Fishing Lodge, Shawnigan Lake School, City of Langford does a lot for rugby in Canada with its Centre of Excellence, the training ground for our Canadian men's and women's sevens teams and Centre of Operations for our 15s teams as well. Don't have an update for you. Canada playing right now against Samoa, and I wonder what the score is there. We'll have to check that for you. See if our Twitter feed has that. So at 80 minutes, looks like Canada well in the lead. Yeah, it looks like it was a big win for at least 35-7 before some late tries. So Canada 2-0 at the Women's World Cup in France. Totally slipped my mind that the game had started, what with everything going on here. But great to see Canada in control of their own destiny at the World Cup. They're trying to be the best team in their pool. Big challenge coming up against England after beating Spain and Samoa. So we got a player injured down over on far sideline there. Got a couple of physios out there seeing to her, so it might be a bit of a serious one. See what Susan Hield wants to do. They've built a little extra time into the schedule for these types of things, but player safety comes first. So not sure if a stretcher hasn't been called for or is needed. They're in the assessment stage right now. Player's moving around. Lower body injury, a leg injury of some sort, it looks like. So they're really going to assess, is it safe to move this player? They have to stabilize the injury. So Nova Scotia with a 5-0 lead here. Now we have the player getting up and putting weight on her legs. That's a good sign. Her Manitoba mates clapping. She's at least good enough to get up on her legs. I don't know that she should be staying in the game if she was down that long. You got to figure it's a bit of a serious injury. And now the discussion on. We've got number 18 getting ready to come on in the form of Tomi Adelaide-Aluse. So about 12 minutes gone in this second half with time stopped. About I'm going to say 8 minutes ago until the abridged 20 minutes has been reached here. So we'll have a scrum. Trying to remember where we're at here. So looks like Manitoba has the put in. Tell you who's coming off in just a moment. Nova Scotia with possession now. What can they do with it? Flat pass goes to ground now. Disruption by Manitoba. That was second row Jessica Ahmed, who's come off for Manitoba, replaced by Tomi Adeleleoluse. I pray she doesn't touch the ball a whole lot and make me say that name a few times. Gotta get that one worked out. NationalFestivalRugby.com, the website. You get all the scores from all the action updated as the day goes on, including scores. And that's a fun bit of business. People like to see who's doing what at the tournament, as Nova Scotia now stepping on the gas a little bit. Good bit of running by the Nova Scotia backline, but advantage coming to Manitoba. Some quick changes in the Manitoba backline. I think just switching up positionally. That ball's come out to the back now. What can they do with it? Charlotte West getting it now at the fly half spot. And now running laterally and around the corner. An argument could have been made for crossing there. Manitoba still with possession. So Manitoba looking around, checking, see what their options are. And not much of a touch finder there. A couple of meters. And it'll be Manitoba with the throw-in. The line-out set piece available to them just inside the 22 of Nova Scotia. I'll tell you what, they put some long old trains together here in the prairie provinces. This one's been going by for about 15 minutes now. That ball has gone askew. Nova Scotia cleaning it up. There was a hand in the line by Manitoba. Now advantage over, and this is more like it for Nova Scotia. Nova Scotians finding some gaps in the cover defense now. Offload from Caitlin Dewey. Oh, and those Manitoba players leaving their feet at the breakdown. I thought maybe a penalty would be coming. The heel keeps her whistle silent. That ball staying Manitoba side. It's right there though, and Ontario's going to get Nova Scotia are going to get penalized for coming in from the side. Advantage being played, and that's exactly what Heald is going to do against Nova Scotia, coming in from the side. And Manitoba trying to organize an attack here, and tight spin pass, but not to the hands of the receiver. I think that was Haley Rapsky on that side. Good service from Blanchard. Now, Manitoba flipping it and dropping it. They've got to be more precise in their passing. Went back, says Heald. But they're running laterally. Nova Scotia is just playing them side to side, and now a penalty. And time being called off, and we could be in a situation where I think both captains are being called out, because Heald has just seen enough infractions at the breakdown. So the warning will be, I see another one either side. You're going to be showing some card love. Yellow card love. Chip down the park. And Manitoba will have the throw in inside Nova Scotia will have the throw in inside Manitoba territory. That one's not straight. So Manitoba have the choice of a line or scrum in 15. The indication is they will take a scrum. Oh, and the scrum half left early, advantage being played for Manitoba, and a poor clearance kick. That'll actually maybe benefit Manitoba, but no one can get to it. Sam Mensah-Azadou trying to get to it, but not before the penalty will bring it all back. The scrum half leaving early at the scrum. And, yeah, they need the ball. Someone's got to bring it. So they have to come back a long way now. An ill-advised kick from prop Brittany Boschman. Finally the ball getting over that side. As we're probably getting down the last ticks of the watch this opening 20 minutes. At halftime we'll take a quick break and bring you more second half action. So, boy, it looks like Nova Scotia's more like 20 meters back than 10. They've sort of overdone it in terms of giving up territory. Manitoba trundling into that contact. Remember, our score is just 5-0 for Nova Scotia. Not releasing the tackled player, the call against Nova Scotia. Lots of people contesting for that ball at the breakdown. And that ball's just laying loose there now. Anyone can claim it. Has Nova Scotia gotten to it? Yes, they have. Not before a penalty. Offside. And got to think that maybe Heald will be sending someone to the bin shortly. Manitoba very lackadaisical with no time left. They're going to call for posts. Right now they're just down 5-0, so probably not the worst call. Get 3 points on the board and build off of that in the second half. This will likely be the last play of the first half. Had a few injuries, so things going a bit longer than they planned for in this 40-minute scheduled game. This is the fly half, Charlotte West. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's number 14, Maya DeWall. And she gets under it and a little bit of a chip shot and falls short. So now Nova Scotia dealing with it inside their own 5-meter line. Loose pass. Trouble time. Opportunity for Manitoba. They've picked it up. Pushing through the line, the big forwards. Trying to get close in with a chance. They need to get their back line spread out and have a bit of an attack organized when that ball comes out. think that ball's gone static and it could go to Nova Scotia. No, it's staying as a scrum Manitoba side. And that is going to be halftime. So the score stays 5-0 for Nova Scotia over Manitoba. You're watching National Festival Rugby on nationalfestivalrugby.com and Ustream. Doug Cross bringing you all the action coming up in the second half. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more in just a bit. So now that ball into touch from the rolling maul. Penalty called first though, however. Sorry we had the sound off there for a second, folks. And now that ball goes straight up, and that'll be a turnover. No, another penalty. Nova Scotia trying to get that quick tap going, but not being that quick about it. Now here's a chance at the line. And now penalty try has been awarded by Susan Heald. She has gone straight under the posts and not back 10 from that previous penalty, and that's a fair call. No, Manitoba had to retreat right to the goal line essentially before they could engage anyone. It's counterintuitive. You don't want to wait until the goal line to try and tackle someone. But Nova Scotia getting its second try of this game to take them to 10-0. Manitoba will be making a change now. Oh, we've got a sin bin. So a Manitoba sin bin here. So didn't pick up who got that, but we'll add the yellow card here. So 10-minute advantage to Nova Scotia on top of getting this try. So they'll have the penalty at halfway, I believe, as well. So the conversion's gone through to make it 12-0. And if they had a kicker, they could actually take a shot at goal from halfway if they wanted and make this a 10-point play. But I sense that there isn't a kicker that can hit it from 50 on that Nova Scotia team. Oh, it looks like it's just going to be a normal restart. Thought from the, I guess the penalty had been served with the penalty try. Restart taken cleanly by Nova Scotia as they enjoy a 12-0 lead, and that may be all she wrote for this Manitoba team. Now Nova Scotia pouring through the cracks a little easier. Knocked on ball, however. It'll be scrum to Manitoba. I mean, there's still, about 10 minutes left in this game. But Manitoba's got to start playing more precise rugby. Just taking a look around and just realized we have a scoreboard clock here. Didn't even anticipate we did have one using my iPhone. So, yeah, 10 minutes nearly gone in this second half. 40-minute games. And, the passing just betraying some good stuff that Nova Scotia could be doing. They just need to slow down and really get their target on track a little better. Manitoba getting lots of opportunities from scrums. That's for imprecise Nova Scotia passing. Seeing a good bunch of folks watching us online. Sorry we had the commentary off there for a few minutes there. Sunshine's so bright here, it's hard to see our equipment. Little red indicator lights and things like that. You think something's on and it's not. That ball's come shooting out the back now. Manitoba having to deal with it. Kick up the middle. Counterattack opportunity for the wing. Sam Mensah-Azadou. She stepped through one tackler. Fends off another one. Now to ground. Can she keep that ball Nova Scotia side? She's got help. Manitoba being feisty at the breakdown. Advantage coming. That's Rutledge, the number 8. Her coach is telling me she has got a work rate unparalleled on that team. But now not releasing that ball after she was tackled. Manitoba with a 10-meter advantage. Heald's asking for that ball to be taken back from the mark. Don't forget Manitoba playing a player short at this point for another few minutes. Someone else asked to do the clearance kicking, and that's not going to find touch, or it's going to bounce into touch just. So it'll be line out for Manitoba on the far sideline. So we're going to have a great week of rugby here. Over 1,000 participants. One of the biggest sports tournaments in Canada, period. I mean, taking on hockey, baseball, all the other sports. This is just a great effort by Rugby Canada and the provinces to showcase the sport as we get 4 changes here for Manitoba and 1 for Nova Scotia. 23. Oh, they're all running off too fast before I can really track their numbers, unfortunately. 21 for Nova Scotia getting on there. Ileana Ali. So Manitoba hoping some fresh legs will help their cause late in this second half. Nova Scotia holding a 12-0 lead, so Manitoba needs 2 converted tries to get this game back on the win side for them. Good running by the forwards of Nova Scotia. Into touch over there. So the stadium clock showing about 8 minutes left in this contest. Can Nova Scotia hold on 12-0 lead? Early indication is yes. Manitoba not doing much to get out of their own end. Down a player due to a sin bin. So that might help once they get back to full strength. But now Ontario taking that ball in the line out. Ontario, it's not. It's Nova Scotia. Seeing too many teams here already. Now penalty coming in from the side. Manitoba retreating 10 meters. They've already been pinged for not retreating 10 meters and getting a penalty try as a result. And that'll be another Nova Scotia try. Tell you who that is in a moment. Just waiting to hear from our officials who scored that try. Unless Nova Scotia knows who got that try. Anyone? Okay, so it's the fly half, Courtney Short, being advised by the coaching brain trust over here that is sitting there for Nova Scotia. So comfortable lead for the East Coasters now at 17-0, and the clock winding down on this 40-minute encounter. 7 minutes left after this kick. Oh, and the conversion does a bounce shot off the left post and in. Extra points for style, not available, but that was good. 19-0 now, Nova Scotia. Restart by Manitoba, goes just 10, bounces in front of the Nova Scotia player, they engage. Manitoba about to become even strength, I want to say. I can't see the player sitting down, so she must be warming up. Manitoba twisting and spinning here now. They would need 3 converted tries to get in front of this one, and just don't see that happening in the late stages of this game. And now good cover tackle on the wing, Brooke Moziondas, by number 21, Ileana Ali. Less than 5 to go in this contest. Couple of late changes coming on for Nova Scotia. Number 22, Jessica Violette, and number 19, Jourdain Poulin. And now closing the gap, the penalty against Manitoba. Rutledge, quick tap from the mark. What can the big rangy number 8 do? She gets that ball out wide, immediately cut down by a Manitoba player in the back line, and now hacked through by the Manitoba loose forwards. Good counterattack now by Nova Scotia. Outside lane has been achieved, and she'll outdistance everyone. Oh, but not before a touch flag going up over on that far sideline. So she just must have nudged touch, but a great individual piece of running from the fullback Sophie Kinsley, who we were talking about in the first half, making the conversion from soccer to rugby, and I think enjoying it and showing that she has got bags of pace on offer here for Nova Scotia, as we see Poulin and Violette come onto the field, replacing Jessica Deagle in the centers, and probably forward Danielle Cormier or Amelia Hatfield. We'll tell you who that second player is. Yeah, that's number 6, Danielle Cormier for Nova Scotia. Calling it a day with 3 minutes to go in this game and a 17-0 lead. Nova Scotia just needs to absorb some Manitoba pressure here in the late stages, keep the score sheet clean. These tournaments always rely on points for and against, as the Manitoba players leaving their feet at the breakdown. Now that's some great individual running from Blanchard, the scrum half. Will she score? Oh, and the offload to Rutledge, the number 8, and she will cross. Hand goes up, and that is a good reward for hard work from Catherine Rutledge of Nova Scotia, staying in support to make her team go ahead 24-0 now. So Nova Scotia will enjoy this victory. That's not a bad scoreline for a 40-minute game. They've done well. This game just really never got started at points with a lot of knock-ons and loose passes, but now Nova Scotia playing with some authority as the sin bin is over and 3 Manitoba players coming onto the field. So 24 and 25 for Manitoba, Sarah Kuzak and Ali Leckie. And number 19, so flags stay down. Number 19, Nicole Vandermeulen also going on. And so we'll see a trio of Manitoba players come off with under 2 minutes left in this second half. So right now, Manitoba's got to lose a few more players, just one off. Here's the other ones coming. So that's the winger on Manitoba, Brooke Mosiandas. Second row, Haley Rapsky. And the scrum half, Kelly Abad. Calling it a day. So this game will be over, and we'll have our next match up at 12 noon. Just stay on that same bat channel, the same stream all day long. And now there's another great run from Nova Scotia. Can it be an end-to-end? No, just direct confrontation. No one can bring down the inside center, Jessica Deagle. And now the offload to number 21, the replacement, Ileana Ali. And she'll score with almost no time left in this game to take it to 29-0. So great doings by Nova Scotia late in this game. Surely this will be the final play, the kick at posts, and that will bring this contest in under 18 women's division to a close. So big sigh of relief from the Nova Scotia coaching team, who saw this same division have a reverse decision last year as Manitoba bested Nova Scotia in 2013. So turnabout is fair play. They've had a good Eastern Canadian Championships, had a chance to assess their players and figure out what they have in terms of personnel, and they've put together a pretty good group, it looks, with the converted soccer player fullback Sophie Kinsley looking to add final points on this one. Oh, she struck that well. That's a nice kick and showing her value, and that makes it 31-0. Heald says we have time for a kickoff, and ultimately she controls the clock, not the scoreboard operator. So we'll go by her watch. The restart from Manitoba, and I think you'll see Nova Scotia, if they didn't drop it, went back. Nova Scotia just wants to get this ball and kick it into touch, and that should pretty much be it. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. And that will go into touch over halfway. And that is full time. So game over. Nova Scotia winning this one 31-0. Great first up action in the under-18 women's division for Nova Scotia. Manitoba back to the drawing board to figure out a few of their issues, and that's a good part about this tournament, that they'll get another kick at the cat later on today, and lots of games this week in this 40-minute format. You can figure things out and restart. So that's going to do it for now from Calgary Rugby Park. You're watching National Festival Rugby coverage. Next up at 12 o'clock, we have Alberta versus Newfoundland in the under-18 men's division. We'll leave the stream active and then bring you back live action around 5 minutes to the hour. Thanks for watching, and talk to you in a bit.
Thanks, guys.
You bet.
Thanks. 12. I want to try commentary for that one.
Okay, let me just get organized here.
Excuse me, what website are you transmitting on?
Pardon me?
What web is it on? What website?
NationalFestivalRugby.com,
National Festival Rugby.
or Rugby Canada's got a link to it as well if you go to rugbycanada.com.